Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm DSP. I look like a fool dressed up in a bunch of crap. But welcome to my PlayStation 5 experience recap reaction stream. The event ended just about a half an hour ago. I took copious notes on everything that happened during this event. We're going to talk about it. Finally, the pricing, release date of the PlayStation 5 revealed. Thank God, finally the speculation is over, and we can all actually start figuring stuff out, okay? So let's talk. First of all, the show opens with Final Fantasy 16, and it doesn't showcase any actual gameplay, but basically is showing some really awesome, outstanding graphics, a character whose appearance seems to be changing, as if almost like some of the game will be in the past and some will be in the present, and he looks like he's been war damaged and stuff. And I believe it was supposed to be showing off like Ifrit, right? Ifrit, the summoned monster. And in the dialogue, he's saying things like, I'm out to hunt you and get you, or something like that. It's not actually clear. It was just a teaser. It wasn't 100% actually clear what exactly the plot of the game will be. Being that it's Final Fantasy 16, it's probably going to tie in with, you know, other Final Fantasy games with the lore, but probably because it's not a sequel, it's not going to tie in with the plots of the other games. I missed the first portion of this video. People were saying that there was actually a little bit of gameplay that looked like The Witcher 3, but I missed out on it. Sucks. I turned on the broadcast slightly late, and I missed out on the first, like minute of gameplay that they showed. So I can't comment on it. But there's more information about this. First of all, it's supposed to be PlayStation 5 exclusive. It will not be on the new Xbox consoles, but it will be on PC. Important to know. So it's basically PlayStation 5 PC, not on Xbox. Xbox gets the shaft. Apparently, one of the producers of the game is the same guy who was like head producer of Final Fantasy 14. So some people are like rejoicing at this news, and some people are like, oh man, but Final Fantasy 14 really sucked at launch. It had an amazing recovery, and now is actually one of the most well-praised MMOs ever made, but at launch it was sucked. So hopefully this doesn't mean that this is going to be a game that will suck at launch, right? Now I'm sure that this game will eventually be ported to the Xbox, but you know, PlayStation getting it first, kind of a big thing. Final Fantasy is still a ginormous seller worldwide, and so that's a big one. I think people, there were all rumors about this was going to happen, and now it's been confirmed, okay? So that was the opening of the show. Then it was Spider-Man Miles Morales, and for about a minute you walk in through a narrative portion of the game where you're walking through Harlem. There's like this festival going on, so you're like the human Miles, but then all of a sudden, oh my god, there's an explosion on a bridge, and Miles has to save a bunch of people, which is hilarious. People are like, didn't we just play Avengers, and it was exactly the same thing, where there's an attack? Why are there always attacks on the bridges in the Marvel Universe? Now, the cool thing is, that the gameplay looks good. The gameplay looks like really interesting, and the combat is similar to Marvel Spider-Man, but Miles has these powers with electricity that looks like it's going to factor into his combat. You ground pound, oh my god, it electrifies all the enemies and stuff. And then there's different platforming elements, there's quick time elements. It looks pretty sweet. Admittedly, it looks pretty sweet. Will it be incredibly similar to Marvel Spider-Man? I'm going to say yes, except you're going to have a different main character and maybe some new combat abilities, but it looks really good running on the PS5 for sure. Okay? And it was hilarious because, of course, people were saying during it, wow, this game looks better than Avengers. And it probably will be. But anyway, let's continue. Next up was a new Harry Potter game, which had been rumored for the longest time, but we didn't get any information about until today. It's set in the late 1800s, so this is way before the time of Harry Potter. It's actually called Hogwarts Legacy, and it shows a ton of monsters, which is hilarious because if you watch the Harry Potter movies, there are monsters, but not nearly as many as they showed off just in this demo slash gameplay trailer of the game. And it looks like there's going to be puzzles to solve, combat, boss fights. Looks like you create your own character, or at least that's what they kind of look like. You make your own Hogwarts character, and you unravel a mystery going on at Hogwarts in the late 1800s. It looks interesting. For me, I've never played a Harry Potter game before, ever. Never played a Harry Potter video game. This looks like it could be neat. I think people will be disappointed because sadly it doesn't have the cast of Harry Potter in it. At the same time, those movies are old now, and I think they thought maybe if we make movies that or games that tie into those movies, that people want something fresh and new. You've been there, done that. There's been games of Harry Potter in the past, so maybe that's why they did it this way. But it looks pretty interesting. Is it open world? It's not clear. It might be, might not be, but it certainly looks interesting, and I'm actually interested in it. So it looks pretty decent. Then there was a big trailer for Black Ops Cold War showcasing gameplay of basically the campaign, which kind of looks like a 1980s action movie. Over the top. Oh, we got to snipe this target. Oh, no, we missed. Now the target's on the run in a plane. We have to kill a bunch of enemies, and then we have to jump in our truck or Jeep and follow it. We have to drive the RC car with the bomb under the plane, blow up the plane starts flipping, cars are driving into the plane, explosions and everything. It really does look like a 1980s action movie, honestly. And the thing that gets to me about it is, we now know, because they already did their own event, we already know Black Ops Cold War is going to be the same timeline and a continuation of the plot of Black Ops 1, right? That's what they kind of said. It's like a continuation of that story. But there's no multiplayer gameplay shown, and let's face it, 99% of people who buy Call of Duty buy it for the multiplayer. Maybe there's a small group like me who buy Call of Duty every year for the narrative and the single player. It's nice when it has it, because there's been a couple years that didn't have single player, and that was shit. But for me, like, I just think that they should have showcased the multiplayer, and they didn't do that. As for the game, I mean, is it great? Is it not? I don't know. I'll reserve judgment until I actually play it. But it just looks like a 1980s action movie. If it's all on rails action like that and it's exciting, maybe it'll be fun. I don't know. They did announce a multiplayer alpha for the game. It's coming out on September 18th and running till September 20th, exclusively on PlayStation 4. Again, if you have an Xbox console, you got the shaft up your butt. And you're not going to be able to play that beta yet, or that alpha yet. But maybe it'll come out later. I don't know. But they said for PlayStation 5, it's this coming weekend. Some people asked me live during the stream, will I play it? And I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. Maybe I could play it, but it's an alpha, so it's probably going to run like shit. And I bet you the servers are going to have tons of issues. I guess we'll see this weekend how I feel. Maybe Saturday or Sunday or Monday, I'll feel like actually trying it instead of doing one of the other major releases. I guess we'll see. Okay. TimboSlice89, stop spamming the stream chat right now. I'm doing a show. I'm not reacting to people in the stream chat. If you keep it up, you're going to get kicked. Okay? Okay. Up next, they showcase Resident Evil 8, which at this point, I don't know what the fuck the game is. I mean, definitely the game it looks closest to is Resident Evil 4, because of its setting in, like, this village where the people are infected. But they don't even look like zombies anymore. Like, seriously, they look like Evil Dead monsters. You ever see the movies Evil Dead? They kind of look like Deadites. These fucking things. They're not zombies. They're some kind of weird freaks. And it's not even clear, like, what the movie even is. Or what the game even is. It certainly doesn't look like Resident Evil anymore. I mean, we know Chris Redfield's in it. Well, I was just confused the whole time. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of it, they start saying, oh, once upon a time, there was a fairy tale of a girl who went into the woods and got lost in the woods. I'm like, and it's like the art style looked like Limbo. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? So far, we got two things about Resident Evil 8 Village. Both of which look weird as shit. You know, like, I'm sorry, but this game doesn't look like Resident Evil to me. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I said this last time they did, earlier this year when they did the first preview of Resident Evil 8. Maybe I'm wrong and the game will play just like Resident Evil 7. None of what we've seen in these two reveals now has made me feel like the game's anything like Resident Evil. It doesn't look like that at all. Just weird villagers giving off speeches that make no fucking sense, and then creepy Deadite-looking guys, and a fucking fairy tale that looks like Limbo. That's what we know so far, and Chris is in it. That's what we know so far about Resident Evil 8. I'm sorry, I'm not really thrilled. At the same time, Resident Evil 7 was one of my favorite games of last console gen, so I want to feel the game's going to be good, but I don't think there's any guarantee of what we've seen yet with the direction they're going with this game about, if it's going to be any good. Okay, Deathloop. Sorry, I'm yawning. Deathloop, which was delayed. It was supposed to be a launch title for PS5, but now has been delayed until 2021. The premise seems interesting. You basically, when you die, you infinitely respawn. When you're alive, you have an infinite amount of time to assassinate 8 targets on an island, and you can either try to assassinate them individually or find ways to set it up so they'll be in the same places at the same time so you can actually kill them multiple ways. To me, the game's premise sounds like a combination of Hitman games with the gameplay of the Dishonored franchise. And in fact, the gameplay looked very much like the Dishonored franchise, that you would have these superpowers, you'd be able to go teleport, snap necks, use gunplay. It kind of looked like Dishonored to me. But at the same time, the fact that you have to plan out your kills and try to do this strategic way to kill guys with a limited amount of time sounds like Hitman. So the premise seems interesting. At the same time, on top of all that going on, there's a sniper hunting you on the island. So you're trying to kill people, but someone's trying to kill you, and you're trying to avoid that. So it seems like it could be an interesting game, for sure. And they said, once again, PlayStation 5, timed exclusive, and PC, but it will not be out on the Xbox consoles at launch. Sometime in 2021. Okay. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition is featured. When first people said Devil May Cry, like, oh my god, it's a new one. Nope. All it is, they're re-releasing the original game on PS5 with Virgil in the game, and you can play as Virgil like from the start, apparently, which is weird because Virgil was in the game from the start. He was just another character. Spoiler alert. Yeah, right. Like, you don't know, the game's almost 2 years old. But it was very weird. Like, I was like, this isn't really an announcement. Maybe if you're a hardcore Devil May Cry fan, or you never played DMC5 and now you want to play it, you'll get the special edition. But this sounds to me like this should be an expansion DLC for the existing game. It shouldn't be a new game on PS5. You know what I'm saying? And they said it's available at launch of PS5. So great, it's a launch title, but you probably already played the game if you were interested. So, Oddworld Soulstorm, the new Oddworld game. They show some gameplay and some trailers of it. Seems alright. I don't know if it's going to be a launch title or not, but it seems okay. You know, if you like Oddworld. I played one of the Oddworld games and liked it. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, the shock of the show. No lie. No one was expecting a new Five Nights at Freddy's game to be on this thing. It's a futuristic Five Nights at Freddy's set, like, in the future with, like androids and crazy psychedelic shit. And it's probably going to be terrible, just like every other Five Nights at Freddy's games that people play because they're stupid. Alright, I'm not going to say that. I take that back. I apologize for that. I think Five Nights at Freddy's is fucking stupid. I played the first one. I was like, there's nothing scary about this game. It's tedious as fuck and boring. I hate this game. The only reason Five Nights at Freddy's ever got popular is because a group of streamers and content creators on YouTube overacted scared at the game to get views. And people are so dumb they thought they were legitimately being scared when they weren't. And because of that, the game got virally popular, which led to like 17 more of them. They're all bad. Like, they're all bad games, in my opinion. So, I guess if you absolutely like the franchise, great, you're excited. To me, it's like, maybe I'll get it at the gimmick that it's going to be a PS5 game. I know the game's going to suck. None of them are scary. They're not scary games, okay? Anyway, let's continue. Demon's Souls. This, in my opinion, was actually, outside of learning info about the PS5, this was the highlight of the show for me. Because they actually showed significant amounts of gameplay. Significant amounts of gameplay of the Demon's Souls remake. And I can tell you this firmly, the game's a remake. When we first saw footage of this a few months ago, I thought, it's the same game. It's just going to be a remaster. No, they remade this game from the ground up. You can tell all the combat and the animations are different. They changed it to be different now. It doesn't even look like the same animations when you're fighting anymore. The lighting of this game looks outstanding. I mean, I was blown away. I was like, God damn, this is by far the best looking From Software game ever. The game just looks sick, okay? Will the gameplay hold up? I don't know, because they changed the gameplay. I don't know how it's going to be. You know what I mean? But I guess we'll see when the game comes out, because, ladies and gentlemen, they didn't even say this in the show, but Sony announced it afterward on their website. Demon's Souls is confirmed a launch title for PlayStation 5. Confirmed a launch title for PlayStation 5. You know people are going to buy PS5 just for that game. The Dark Souls nuts, the From Software nuts are going to go crazy and they're going to buy that fucking game, right? So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm just trying to see if I put anything else in my notes here. Nope, that's all I said. Okay. Fortnite will be a launch title for PlayStation 5. Nobody cares. Okay, they announced something new that no one knew about until today. It's called the PlayStation Plus Collection. Alright? Exclusively for people who own the PS5 and have a PlayStation Plus subscription. That would be me, and many of you, I'm sure, when we get a PS5. You will get access to a ton of AAA free games on the console at launch, including Bloodborne, Final Fantasy 15, Ratchet & Clank, Monster Hunter World, Days Gone, Until Dawn, Detroit Become Human, Battlefield 1, Infamous Second Son, Batman Arkham Knight, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Persona 5, not Royal, just regular Persona 5, Resident Evil 7, Uncharted 4, and Mortal Kombat 10, with apparently more games to come. So what is this? Be very honest with you. I'll tell you exactly what this is. Sony basically has been told for the past 3 months, man, Xbox one up on you is that they've got this Game Pass thing where if you pay a flat fee, you're going to have access to a ton of games every month. You guys don't really have anything like that besides PS Now, which kind of sucks. So what they're announcing is basically kind of equivalent. If you pay for PS Plus, you're going to get access to all those games at launch. Now, for some people, this is amazing. Not only will you buy a PS5 and have access to new games or remade games like Demon Souls, now you get access to all these games for free. You know you're going to subscribe because you want to play games online, right? So you know you're going to get PS Plus. You're going to get all that shit for free. Holy shit. That's an insane value, especially for the holiday season, right? But admittedly, not as good as Game Pass in my opinion because it doesn't include any new games. It's all games that have already been out from PS4. So if you already played all those games, nah, you know, for me, the only value there literally will be Monster Hunter World. If I ever decide to play Monster Hunter World, which I never did, I skipped it, that would be the one major game in that list that I never played that I would probably enjoy. But outside of that, I played all the rest of them, right? I played all of the rest of them. So, there you go. Okay, then it was the information everyone was hoping for, waiting for fervently. All right, the pricing and the release date of the PlayStation 5 console. We know there's 2 versions. There's a version that has a Ultra Blu-ray HD disc drive or whatever the fuck you call it that does 4K movies, and there's another version with no disc drive whatsoever. All right, so before this event happened, I had my predictions, and my predictions were pretty damn close. In fact, they were dead on correct. The disc version of the PlayStation 5 will be $499 US, and you don't have to fight any giant enemy crabs to get that pricing. It actually is included just by default. The all-digital version of the console is free, completely free. Everyone gets one. No, I'm kidding. The all-digital version of the console is $399 US. Okay? This is exactly the pricing I expected. Because I said there's no way they're going to allow themselves to be more expensive than the Xbox Series X. That's not going to happen. So I said they're going to match that price. But what they want to do is give you a next-gen gaming experience for cheaper than $500, but not a system that's underpowered, which is what everyone is now starting to say about the Xbox Series S. They're saying, we're like, you know, it's $299 for sure. It's the cheapest next-gen console, but can't do 4K, which may not be an issue for some people, but it only has a 500 gigabyte hard drive, which is very, very small for a modern gaming console, and game developers are going to be developing games for 4K. If you're going to have a game work on Xbox Series X, they're going to have to downscale it. So make the game for every other console, then make a special version to downscale it to actually run on the Xbox Series X. And chances are that version will probably run poorly because it's just going to be a botch job or a rush job or a patch job. They're not going to care that much about it. They're going to want their games to be running at the default, which is 4K. So in that regard, having an all-digital console, right, that only has a 500 gig hard drive and may run games underpowered for $299 versus for $100 more a fully powered, same exact insides as the higher model PS5 with a bigger hard drive and probably will be just as good as the higher end PS5 for $399. So you see, Sony did the right thing in my opinion. They priced this right. They did. They hit the right correct price point to entice people who are a little bit smarter. They're not really caring about that $100 savings. They want a console that's actually going to run well and run the big games. And now you know, you're looking at this launch window now for Xbox Series XS versus PlayStation 5, and you're like, wow. So at PS5, I'm going to be playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm going to be playing Demon Souls. There's the Astro's Game Room that's included at default. There's that other game, which I forgot the name. It's like Destruction All-Stars or whatever. That's a launch title. There's going to be third-party games you're going to be able to play right away on it. Things like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right? All these new games coming out are going to be, boom, right away you're going to be playing them on the new consoles instead of on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. You see? That's a crazy good launch library versus Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S is only going to have the cross-party games. They're going to have 0 exclusives, and then the few that they have can be played on Xbox One. Like that Medium game, which I'm actually interested in. Looks like a cool survival horror game, but they're fucking playable on Xbox One. So why do you need the Xbox Series X or S, right? So, yeah, you know, me sitting down and looking at all of this, and I'm like, man, Sony did it again. They really did. And they almost couldn't do it. They almost couldn't do it because Xbox leaked early. And no one was expecting that. I think they were going to play a waiting game. But because Xbox leaked early, they were able to do it again, man. Right? The other thing is the launch date is November 12th. All right? Only 2 days after the Xbox Series X. Only 2 days. So if you're looking at the situation and you're like, man, which one am I going to get? Well, sure, if I get the Xbox Series X or S, I get it 2 days earlier. So I can play Assassin's Creed Valhalla 2 days earlier, you know, on the next-gen console. Or I could wait 2 days and get the console that also is going to have a ton of good exclusives at launch, too. You see? Like, yes. Oh, by the way, yeah, some people are saying it's the 12th in the U.S. and certain territories, but for a lot of Europe, it's the 19th. Okay, 1 extra week for everybody else, right? So I don't know, man. Like, for me, I think Sony fucking beat them. I think Sony won this. I think, like right now, just telling you, I want a PS5 way, way more than an Xbox Series X. I'm going to pre-order the PS5 first. And if by some miracle I have enough money in the next month or two and I can still pre-order an Xbox Series X, I will. But what am I going to play on it? Medium? You know, and then it sits around. So I'm way more concerned about getting the PS5 than the Xbox Series X. Like 100% I want a PS5 over the Xbox Series X. Especially, dude, launch day, Miles Morales and Demon's Souls and then a bunch of other games. But those are the 2 big ones for me. I'm pumped to play both of them. So I'm super stoked for that. I hope you guys are too. Like, that's going to be good shit on launch day, right? Yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. So then you thought the show was over, but one final little tease for God of War. It's going to be called, apparently, God of War Ragnarok, and that's coming out in 2021, but they only showed a tiny little tease and didn't really explain much. So, that's great, but the thing that annoyed me was they didn't explain anything about pre-orders. So as soon as the show ended, Sony posted information up basically saying most retailers will allow pre-orders as of tomorrow. Did it give an exact time or anything like that? No, it did not. Not at all. So that's kind of crappy. Like, I wish we knew exactly the time frame of when the pre-orders were going to go live. For me, I'm going to pre-order the console. If I can, I'm going to get it through Amazon. Reason being, I have Amazon Prime. So I'll be able to get it, you know, the quickest delivery without paying any extra delivery charge if I get it through Amazon. But if it's not available at Amazon, I got to get it through Best Buy, or I got to get it through Target, or I got to get it through GameStop, or wherever. I'll get it through there, but I'm going to get it shipped. I'm not going to be driving to the store at launch day and waiting in line through the midst of a fucking pandemic with these idiots who probably will not wear a mask because they're morons. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get it shipped here. So, basically, whenever they open pre-orders, I'll be going crazy tomorrow looking around. Where can I pre-order this game, right? Or this game, excuse me, this console. So we'll see. I hope I'll get in on the first wave of pre-orders. That would really suck ass if I can't. But I'm going to do my best. Like I said, I'm going to be checking everywhere overnight. And if you guys have any information on, oh man, pre-orders opened at this place, please let me know. I'll give it a look. I'm hoping to get in on Amazon, though, because like I said, they got that free Prime delivery. I know I can get it right away because of where I live, right outside of Seattle. I'll probably get it on launch day relatively quickly. So there you go. That's the event. So, recap. A bunch of interesting games coming up. Final Fantasy 16 announced, and it's going to be on PS5 and not on Xbox at launch. Was one of the big takeaways here. Demon's Souls being a launch title, and it looks great. That's another takeaway here. Oh, the other thing I should say, they didn't announce this during the event, but they posted it on their website, as silly as this is. So the pricing for everything else. The controllers are going to cost $70 freaking dollars, man. $69.99 for a fucking PlayStation 5 controller. So I'm just getting the one that comes in the box, and later on, if I need one, I'll get one. But I'm just going to get one for now. PlayStation camera, the new camera, is $60. Although I don't really need it. I'm not going to use it for anything. But if you're like a streamer or whatever who's going to stream off a PS5, you need that. I think there's a charge station that charges 2 PS5 controllers for $30. And the Pulse 3D wireless headset, $100. Woo! $100 for a headset. I hope it's good, because I need a new headset. I seriously need a new headset over these guys right here. So I hope that the headset that's included with it is good. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I seriously hope that it's a good headset. I want to get it. I think I'm going to try to pre-order that along with my PlayStation 5 if I can, and go wireless. That way I don't need wires running across the floor. If it does 3D audio, that's great. You know, I'm probably going to go for that. So I guess we'll see. But that's the pricing. All right, so that's the event. So my final thoughts now on the console war of 2020, Xbox Series S and X versus PlayStation 5. PlayStation did it again. They just fucking destroyed Xbox. When you look at the specs, only the Series X holds up to the PS5. The Series S does not. Series S will probably run games poorly, considering that every game will have to be ported down to run on the thing, and the hard drive is way too small. So in my opinion, you'll have tons of people running out to buy it because it's cheap, and then be very disappointed with their purchase because it will not be a good console. I think that the release timing is perfect. It's only going to be 2 days after the Xbox in America, which means there's no question I'll wait 2 days to get the better console that's going to have crazy good launch games, including Demon's Souls and Spider-Man Miles Morales, among many others, but those are the two that are standing out for me. And the fact that PlayStation 5 will get games like Final Fantasy 16 and stuff, and Xbox will not, you know. And now, I mean, the other thing that everyone was saying, oh, you got to get the Xbox because with Game Pass, you're going to get all those games every month, you know, for free, basically, if you do the monthly subscription. Well, they're doing it. A PS Plus, what did they call it again? PS Plus, no fuss. No, PS Plus collection, you know, you just sign up for PS Plus on PS5, and you're going to get all these last-gen PS4 games for free on the damn thing. That's it. It's over. I don't even think there's a competition. I seriously don't even think there's competition right now. I think if you are the smart consumer, you're going to go for PS5 if you can get it, because you're going to get the good launch games, and you're going to get the best, you know, performance for your buck. It's just a question of, do you want the disc drive or not? For me, I know I'm never going to watch 4K Blu-ray movies on it, so I'm going with the digital. If you're going to watch 4K Blu-ray movies, or if you're adamant on owning the discs, which really have no benefit anymore, and you're going to get the disc version, good for you, I guess. But for me, like, I'll go digital, you know, and save the $100 and get a console that I know I'm going to be playing good games on at launch. And quite honestly, like I said, unless there's some change between now and the launch of the Series X, I'm only going to pre-order a Series X if and when I can afford it, you know, within the next 1 or 2. I'm not getting it now. Like, the pre-order's open the 22nd. I'm not going to pre-order it then. I'm just going to wait and see, you know, see how things go business-wise and everything over the next couple of months. But I'm definitely going to pre-order the PS5 tomorrow as soon as I can, you know. Screw all that shit. Okay? All right, some shout-outs. Oh my god, a lot of shout-outs. Snorlax Series, you think they're giving out the new PlayStation Plus game library at launch to pad the release day since there might not be as much as new games? There's going to be at least like 10 new games. Just first party, there's like 5. There's that Astro's Playroom, the Destruction All-Stars, Demon's Souls, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and there's another one. There's like 5 launch games just from Sony Studios. And then there's at least going to be like 5 third-party games coming out on launch day. Of course, all the next-gen ports of all the new games, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and everything, are all going to be PS5. So, it's going to have games. But I think the reason that they're doing the PS Plus collection is to counter Game Pass. They don't want you to feel like, oh, well, if I just get the Xbox console, I get all these games for free if I just pay for Xbox Live or whatever. Well, now you get that on PlayStation 2, so there's literally not a selling point on Xbox Series X anymore. There's no selling point at all, right? Timbo Slice Cheery said pre-order start at select retailers 9/17. No idea who that is yet. They released the prices for side things. I know. I already talked about all of that. Thank you, Timbo. Knows Nobody did a 100-bit cheer and said Umbasa. I have no idea what that means. Thank you for the cheer. Eternal Napalm did a 50-bit cheer and said, holy fuck, Demon's Souls was amazing, but overall nothing blows me away from a graphical standpoint. The PS Plus collection was a pleasant surprise and a great free collection that shored up my pre-order. There you go. Timbo Slice Judy said, I'm not sold that either one of the next-gen systems will be a must-buy at this point because it seems like both will have lack of launch title lineups, which is why both Both companies are pushing Game Pass type things, and Sony fluffs up the launch line of PS5 by adding greatest hits PS4 games for PS4 Pro at launch, and it makes 2 gens in a row launch lineups that are not great in my opinion. Thank you, Timba. Carlton Jr. did a 100-bit cheer. He says, to me, Deathloop reminded me of Hotline Miami, but with Dishonored powers and next-gen 3D. The planning and death re-entry loop looks fun. All right. Always Hot T cheers. I admit Five Nights at Freddy's was interesting and sort of creepy, but then they kept making sequels to it and it got repetitive and boring. I never played the sequels. I only played the first one. I hated it. It wasn't scary to me at all. It looked like total shit on my PC. It ran, you know, it looked like 8-bit duty. I was like, what? How's this scary? Seriously, how is this fucking scary? It's not scary at all. It's shit. That's my opinion anyway. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Shook Ones to me $6. I don't know if you know, the next-gen games are all priced at $69.99, so it looks like no more $60 for games. Yeah, I mean, we heard this. We heard this was coming. It was heavily rumored that when you pre-order all the next-gen games, right, they were going to be 70 instead of 60. And I figured as much. I figured this would be their time to make extra money for literally nothing. And it looks like it's going to come to fruition. They're going to charge $70 for every game. Timbo Slice Cheers said, breaking news, retail companies have listed Demon's Souls at $69.99 price tag and Spider-Man at $69.99 price tag at launch. Other PS5 games are still $59.99. Seems like games will be mixed prices. No, I almost expect every game's going to be $70. I'm serious. I expect every game will be $70. I don't think you're going to have some 60 and some 70. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're all going to be 70. Chris is Cool CD. Subscribe to the channel for 6 months. Thank you for 6 months of support. Chris is Cool. Xbox One is garbage. Hit me $1 and said, skip the Xbox and buy the new PS5 headset. It's actually worth the money. It looks good. The headset looks pretty stylish, and a wireless headset I would be very interested in instead of having to have these wires all over the fucking place, so we'll see. Hygienic Streamer Tips chaired and said, bring back the smelly chair. No, smelly chair is never coming back. Xbox One is garbage. Hit me another $1. Said, damn, the new headset for only $100. I thought it was going to be $250 to $300 like Astros. I'm definitely getting it. Tired of all the damn wires. Yeah, me too. I've always had a wired headset. I've never used a wireless headset here for my setup, so I would appreciate no wires. I just hope the quality is good for a wireless headset. DJ CTE resubscribed for 6 months, said there's literally no reason to buy a next-gen Xbox. If you're desperate to play the Gunk or Sea of Thieves, just save up and upgrade your PC. Much better value overall. Jethro's Main Cheer said, you skipped the God of War teaser. What'd you think of that? Surprise, I did not. And there's no teaser. All it said was God of War Ragnarok coming in 2021, which we kind of already knew it was coming. Now we confirmed, though, it's probably going to be next year. Jad FX tipped me $5 with a laundry list of stuff. Are you guys ready for this laundry list of stuff? All right, ready? First of all, he says things you may have missed. Number 1, PS5 games are confirmed $70. Number 2, PS5 is 10 to 20% weaker than Series X. I don't believe that at all. I don't care about the fucking specs on a sheet. I care about the games that run on it. And just because it has slightly different hardware doesn't mean it's going to run worse or better than the Series X. We won't know till the fucking games are out, so I'm not playing that bullshit game. I'm really not. PS4 controllers are not compatible. We knew that already. We knew that the old... Oh, I don't have one here. We knew the old PS4 controllers would not work on PS5. They never have. You never had that. Have you ever bought... Did the SNES controller work on the Nintendo 64? Did the PlayStation 2 controller work on the PlayStation 3? Did the Xbox controller work on Xbox 360? It's never been. This is the first time ever you're going to have crossover with the Xbox One. And I guess that's a positive for sure. But at the same time, I definitely think that's kind of silly that people are touting this as some kind of a big deal. It's not a big deal. Demon's Souls Remake is a launch window, which is up to 6 months from November 12th. False. It states right on the PlayStation website, Demon's Souls is a launch title. Launch day title. It says right on the PlayStation website. Okay? Miles Morales is in late December. Well, it's considered a holiday title. Holiday. But on the PlayStation website, which I have open here, it says PlayStation 5 launch day games include Astro's Playroom, Demon's Souls, Destruction All-Stars, Spider-Man Miles Morales Regular and Ultimate Edition, and Sackboy A Big Adventure. So that is false. That was outdated info. It is a launch day title per Sony's own website. Okay? There you go. Pepto Bismol cheered and says, just to be clear, DSP, when they select pre-orders, start tomorrow with select retailers. That includes online too. Thanks, sorry for the dumb question. It should be. Now, will everyone overload the system and kill the pre-order system? Probably. Probably. Timbo Slice Cheers said, any chance you'll play Call of Duty Cold War Alpha this weekend? I vote you play it on Sunday night. I might. I might play it this coming weekend. It's not going to be a night stream, though, because I already have everything lined up for the night streams. It may be an early stream. I may, instead of doing one of the new releases this weekend, check out that beta or alpha. We'll see. Dungeon Doug resubscribed. Thank you, Dungeon Doug, for the resub. Servant of Eve cheered and says, will penne points become a reserve currency when the US dollar goes down the drain? Yes. Trevster in 1916 subscribed at tier 1. Thank you, Trevster, for the sub. Jad Effects tipped another $5. Okay. And says PS Plus collection will only have no old games, no new releases. That is a distinction, absolutely, between Game Pass and PS Plus collection. Is that the collection looks like it's only going to have older games from the last gen, while Game Pass will have games from multiple gens and new releases that are Microsoft exclusives. That is true. Game Pass has release day games. I just said that. Game Pass includes EA Play and xCloud. I don't care a fuck about xCloud, but yes, apparently there will be EA games included in Game Pass. We don't know what ones. Essentially, it is a lame basic collection with limited content. I disagree. That's not a lame collection. That's a selling point. Because you're telling people, if you didn't have all these games on PS4, get them all launch day for just a PS Plus subscription. That's a huge thing. That's a huge selling point, in my opinion. I have to disagree with you there. JMO64 to be $1.30 and said, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales will come to PS4. Did they say that? They certainly haven't said that anywhere in any of these presentations. I didn't hear that anywhere, so I don't know if I can confirm that. Jethro's main cheer, he said, let's be honest, Phil, you only care about the PlayStation 5. You don't really care about Xbox. It's okay. Nobody really does. I don't. There's nothing on it. If there was a reason to have that at launch day, I would have it. Right now, literally, the only reason to get an Xbox Series X would be you want to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla 2 days early on a next-gen console. That's literally it. I'll wait 2 days. Eternal Napalm cheers. Remember, Phil Spencer said he doesn't care how many Xboxes they sell. That's right. He said we don't care about selling the new Xboxes. Well, guess what? We don't care about buying them either. Spawn Killer tipped me $1. Said I have a question. Did they mention if you can lay a console on its side? Yes, it will actually have little feet to lay it on its side. I have an entertainment center. I won't be able to stand the new console. I can't either. I would have to put the PlayStation 5 somehow behind my TV to do that. But no, you can lay it on its side. They actually pictured the feet that come with it, so you can do it on its side. Okay? Awesome. All right, guys. That's it. The console wars are in full swing. Will you pre-order the PlayStation 5 starting tomorrow? Will you pre-order the Xbox Series S or X starting on the 22nd? Will you get accessories for them? What games are you looking forward to playing? I look forward to hearing all of this in the next few weeks on my streams. And, of course, as I've just revealed, I will be pre-ordering PS5 tomorrow when it releases, online to pre-order. I just got to figure out where I can get it from. I'm hoping Amazon, but we'll see where it's available and see if I can get it. All right. Eternal Napalm Cheers said Game Pass is an additional fee while PS Plus Collection is an additional perk. That is correct. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Great event. Sony did it. They did it again. God damn it, they did it again. And I'm excited now for PlayStation 5. I hope you guys are too. See you then. See you for the launch. See you for the launch day unboxing of PlayStation 5 live here on stream. I'm excited. Very excited. Joe has resubscribed for 30 months in a row. 31 months. Thank you, Joe, for the ongoing support. I appreciate that. All right. Very nice. See ya.